From mysterious, restricted islands to forbidden towns, there are a lot of very mysterious places that the government doesn't want you to know about. I'm Melissa Malati, your host, and this is your top 10 hidden places the government doesn't want you to know about. Part 2. In our number 10 spot, we have Dulce, New Mexico. In the US, there's a town by the name of Dulce, and it is in New Mexico, close to the Colorado border. This isn't just any town in the US though. This is a town that is believed to be the home base to what is known as Dulce Base, a giant underground facility where weird experiments are done, and it is believed that advanced biological technologies were developed. Allegedly, a former government explosive engineer took part in building a secret underground base in Dulce, New Mexico in 1979. His name was Philip Schneider. According to Philip, this base is where he once came face to face with a gray, slimy alien. And there was also an underground battle where 60 people lost their life. Of course, this does feel something like out of a movie, but wouldn't that be the best, perfect place to hide the truth? Let's throw the truth in movies so people think, well, that can't be possible because that's just something out of a movie. As all whistleblowers tend to do though, Philip was yet another person who supposedly took his own life. Very suspicious. In our number 9 spot, we have Mount Weather, Virginia. Apparently there is a secret city or military base located in a mountain in Virginia. Mount Weather is located just 74 kilometers from Washington, D.C. This is a place that is sort of an emergency operations center in case there's a war or an apocalypse, for example. Apparently though, it is used to house all the highest levels of government officials if there were to ever be an emergency and they needed to be in a safe place. It also protects some national treasures, just like the movie National Treasure. It was built in the Cold War era, and it's a fully functional city equipped with hospitals, cafeterias, a train station, to name a few. Well, if an apocalypse does happen, at least we can rest easy knowing our government officials have used our tax dollars to keep themselves safe. Am I right or am I right or am I right? In our number 8 spot, we have Fort Knox. Believed to be one of the most secure places in the world, Fort Knox is apparently a military base that is located in Kentucky. Honestly though, I really don't think it is the most secure place. I bet you Area 51 is more secure, but whatever. Area 51 doesn't even show up on Google World, so that's top security for ya. Anyways, people believe this place to be another holding area for treasures, but this one is allegedly the place where the Holy Grail is said to be. That's a crazy rumor that I wish could be proven true. Apparently also 2% of the world's metals are stored there, but alas, I bet we the little people may never know, as walls are made of concrete, so ain't no burglar ever getting in and making it out alive anytime soon. In our number 7 spot, we have the American NSA Spy Hubs. For any non-Americans watching, I bet you that your own country also has a spy hub and is doing the same thing, but yeah, this one is about the American spy hubs. So don't just think it's an American thing. Apparently in the US there are windowless skyscrapers, and those are believed to be the NSA hubs. You think they're watching your every move and keeping a tab on you? Yeah, they probably are. Especially if you're someone that might have the ability to be heard by many. If you don't, then meh, I wouldn't worry about it. You're not a threat. Apparently these buildings are restricted and heavily secretive and are built to withstand terrorist attacks, which is super interesting to think about because what does that even mean? Are they made of some kind of metal that can't explode? Like, huh? I don't know. Apparently these states have confirmed NSA hubs: Atlanta, Dallas, Chicago, Los Angeles, and New York City. In our number 6 spot, we have Diego Garcia. Okay, so this one is fascinating to me. Diego Garcia is a British island that apparently is owned by the US, and it is where they allegedly keep a secret underwater base. Apparently, it is one of the most strategically located places for the US military. Allegedly, it is a place where there is a top secret CIA prison where terrorist suspects are interrogated. In 2007, the Pentagon, aka the government, granted a $32 million contract to add a submarine base to the dock. So really, that's all you need to know. what they are keeping in that submarine, probably the creatures of Atlantis and secretive documents, of course. Apparently so many of the original settlers' ancestors from the island were kicked off long ago and have tried to sue to get their land back, but they have of course been unsuccessful. Which honestly, one of the world's most powerful governments has taken over, so no wonder it's a lost cause. In our number 5 spot we have the Marshall Islands. The Marshall Islands are another island that is owned by the US. It became quite occupied by the US in World War II. The Marshall Islands eventually became a sort of testing grounds for nuclear testing between 1946 to 1962. Apparently during this time the US conducted 67 nuclear tests. The repercussions of such testing were of course quite high. The remaining radiation on the island has been the reason that most of the original settlers have never returned, even though they are allowed to at this point in time. Oh yeah, now that we've destroyed your island, here you go, you can have it back. Apparently there are high levels of radiation in all of the crops, as you can probably imagine, after 67 nuclear tests, and so that is not suitable for anyone to make a home there and live comfortably. Apparently, Bob Hope, the comedian, was once quoted talking about the island, and he said, "We located the one spot on Earth that hadn't been touched by the war, and blew it to hell." Yep, that sounds like humans to me. In our number 4 spot we have the Menwith Hill Royal Air Force Station in the UK. This is a Royal Air Force base located in the United Kingdom, but don't let that confuse you. It's actually leased to the US. So this is really a US military base, aka a US spy hub. It was formed around 1954 when the British War Office purchased 550 acres of land and leased it to the US military. Apparently everything that is done there is of course top secret, naturally, and it was originally set up to help with the Cold War. People believe that they are spying on communications being done in Europe and Asia. Whatever goes on there though remains extremely restricted, despite the large amount of protests that the locals have done over the years. What's interesting about this space is that it looks like a bunch of enlarged golf balls, which makes it a sight that you cannot miss. In our number 3 spot we have North Brother Island. This is an island off the coast of New York that was originally purchased with the intention of turning it into a hospital. It became Riverside Hospital, and it became a place for people who had very contagious diseases, such as tuberculosis, yellow fever, smallpox, to name a few. It eventually became a quarantine place for military veterans until it became a rehab for heroin addicts. Yeah, after the doctors stopped prescribing it, the least they could do was offer a rehab center. Today the island is actually forbidden to visit. Apparently it was the inspiration behind Leo DiCaprio's movie Shutter Island, and there is a lot of speculation around the mysteriousness of the island. Is this another secret base that we don't know about? Who knows? In our number 2 spot we have Robbins Island. Robbins Island is another island located off the coast of New York, and it is also forbidden to the public. It is a very restricted area that was once the place for many business owners and powerful leaders to go to for many years. Tales of successful and failed business ventures circle the island, as well as pictures of presidents Ronald Reagan and Richard Nixon, whom were once there. Now the island is owned by Mr. Louis Bacon, who keeps it as a nature reserve and sanctuary, so it is still not open to the public. I bet you there are still powerful business meetings still done on the island. We just don't have any up-to-date photo proof yet. There's probably some kind of Illuminati cult base there, I bet. In our number 1 spot we have the closed city of Mercury, Nevada, USA. Some people don't know this, but there have been a lot of cities that have been restricted to the public over the last couple hundred years. One of them that is still very restricted to the public is Mercury, Nevada in the US. This is a city that was thriving in the 50s with a population of 10,000, having all the normal amenities, schools, hospitals, restaurants, etc. But eventually, it became the home to a bunch of scientists, and then eventually became restricted to approximately 500 people who are mainly researchers. It is still very heavily restricted, and you need government clearance in order to enter. Maybe that's because it is so close to Area 51, and it is within the phenomena of the Nevada Triangle where strange occurrences happen. People vanish without a trace, or disappear and reappear in a spot they weren't before. Sightings of aliens have also been reported. So perhaps, maybe it's best that you can't go to Mercury. Who knows? Maybe some of the aliens live there and that wouldn't be pleasant to see. But whatever is going on there, it is highly secretive and I doubt will ever be filled in, at least not anytime soon. I hope you enjoyed this video and thanks so much for watching, everyone. I'm Melissa Melotti, your host. Follow me on Insta and YouTube at Melissa Melotti, and I hope you have a good day. Such as I can never say this word. Tuberculosis, there we go. And I don't know what that rest of the sentence was supposed to be. Okay, we will cut that off.